Hi, I'm Candace Conzi, and welcome to Roycan Natural Health Care Center. Today we're going to be talking about CranioSacral, and I have Diane here that's going to talk about a little bit of her testimony and her experience with CranioSacral. Thank you for coming. We are inside because it is storming outside and it's much safer in here. So tell me a little bit about your experience with having craniosacral treatments.
I'd had, in the past, I've had craniosacral treatments before, and I'd had a series of concussions, and I was discussing with a friend of mine whose mother-in-law had come out and got some treatments from you. And so I came out, and it was fantastic.
So what did you actually feel? Like when I actually do the treatments, it's very light touch.
It's very light touch, but it's you can almost feel when you've had lots of concussions, it feels like there's a band around your head. Mm-hmm. And when you were doing the treatment, I could feel like the energy in my going through my body, and I could feel that band lightening, and my senses were becoming clearer, my sinuses were becoming clearer, mm-hmm. and it just it was a feeling of relaxation, of well-being.
Okay. So how many treatments roughly with craniosacral did you have to have before you felt like, okay, I can spread this out a little bit as far as treatments go?
Like the initial treatment was fantastic because you're not in a good place anyway. Your body is not in sync. Mm-hmm. So probably after about the third treatment, then I could elongate it a little bit. But mm-hmm. Every now and then I'd be going, oh, I'm not feeling well. I have to come back to Candace. And so to get that same sort of feeling, and it also depends on what I was doing at my work and what was happening in my life, like stress level. That's part of mind, body, and soul. But the craniosacral is the kickoff to that feeling of well-being and healing.
Okay. So what did you have to do after you left here? What was some self-care that you needed to do after you left here with the treatment?
You had mentioned that I was supposed to drink lots of water, and I had water, but mm-hmm. I had to stop and get another water mm-hmm. because and then I felt like I was very thirsty, through that, for the next about day or so, and so I had to make sure I drank a lot of water, no alcohol. Mm-hmm. I made the mistake that first time, like a glass of red wine. Yes, it wasn't good, and but eating clean and everything helped as well. So the start of the process was coming to see you to do the craniosacral to have a jump off point, and then the first one I was learning as well. Then after the second one, then I started to eat clean, like no sugars, no alcohol, lots of water, like teas, that sort of stuff to help my body help itself heal.
Okay, so is this type of treatment something you would recommend for others?
Absolutely. My husband was in a car accident, and so we're still working on him coming out here because I think he would have benefit of it. It's been for him now about 8 months, but he's still having issues, and I shared my experiences that I had with you, and he even noticed how much better I looked and felt, and my activity, and just my demeanor and my thought process were so much clearer and concise.
Thank you for coming today, and especially out in weather like this. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for some more testimonies with craniosacral therapy.